Yes, good evening, everyone. Today is a Saturday, and this is Brother Benson Media. We are lucky to have Mr. Miguda on the show. Mr. Miguda, say hi to the viewers.
Hello everyone. Today being on 17th of August, we are glad to be back here again, and it's always a pleasure to be here. And we are to our viewers, stay focused. We had a very powerful show previously before this one. I think there are more to come, so stay focused.
Okay, thank you. So today we'll have a discussion on what happened today. We saw the president was in Western Province. He was accompanied by the cabinet secretary Wycliffe Ambetsa Oparanya. We'll have a discussion on that. And again, there's a teachers' strike, which is looming. And there's also a group of people who are encouraging or advising Babu Owino to start the process of coming up with his political party. So we'll have a look into those, including the tours and the consistency that William Ruto has been, the tours that he's been making within the country, especially in areas where the cabinets that he nominated comes from. So maybe before we start the show, allow me, Miguda, to play this, and then you'll give an analysis of it. Thank you.
Unajua mimi nilikuwa hapo nje, sikujua ile iko ndani, lakini sasa nimeingia ndani, nimeona ile iko ndani. Rais, na kuomba wale tulikuwa tunaenda huku na huku tukiongea mambo, sasa utuachie tufanye tu na wewe. Mumekubali? Sisi tulikubali wewe na mimi. Furaha yangu kubwa ni katika hii kaunti yetu ya Kakamega, katika ile inaitwa serikali kubwa ama serikali ya uhusiano, broad based government, kutuletea Wycliffe Ambetsa Oparanya. Oparanya wakiungana na Barasa, sisi tunajua maendeleo makubwa itaonekana katika hii kaunti. Sisi kama watu wa area hii tumefurahi, na hiyo ndio ilikuwa azimio yangu ya kwamba ni lazima tutafute njia mwafaka, tufanye na William,
tutengeneze serikali ambayo italeta Wakenya wote pamoja, ndio tuweze kwa pamoja tuungane, tushirikiane, tupange mambo ya maendeleo pamoja bila ya ubaguzi. Tuhakikishe ya kwamba mambo ya umoja ya taifa letu la Kenya, vile tunaweza kukabiliana na changamoto za Kenya. Tupange mambo ya matibabu ya watoto wetu na watu wetu. Tupange vile vijana wetu watapata ajira. Tupange vile tutaendesha viwanda. Tuhakikishe ya kwamba our exports increase.
Mr. Miguda, I think you've watched the clip. We are seeing a sudden change from Honorable Oparanya. The other day, he was saying that should he see any sense, anything from the government, should they deny him any support, he would simply resign and leave. Today, he was with the president, now speaking a different language. Maybe your take in whatever you've seen in the clip before we get into the details.
The clip which you have just played, it shows how our leaders are hypocrites, and it confirms that indeed President Ruto was not begging Raila, but it is indeed that Oparanya wanted this job. Yeah, that the Opondo Kaluma said in Parliament that President Ruto should read the list which was submitted to him by Raila. So it's Raila who has looked for these people job. And these people are saying that in Kakamega, this broad-based government has brought Oparanya into board from Kakamega. So they are praising this the so-called broad-based government who have brought one of their own on behalf of the other people. But I would like to view it that we are the people of Western because the current speaker, Wetangula, is from Western. The current prime CS is hailing from Western. So what is it that the Western people lack in this UDA government? We have to add more people or to bring Oparanya so that their interests can be fulfilled. I think it's just a matter of interest. Oparanya interest has been served here. That's why he's happy. And goes ahead and say that he's now in government. He never knew what was in that government. Now is whether that government is wrong or right, he supported that government fully. He supported that government fully because his interest has been served. He has been given the position for the CS for corporates. Because I don't see anything unique. Because Western people were told that they were in government because of the prime CS. There was Wetangula, CS for Health, Nakumisha. So I don't see this vacancy which was there, which Oparanya must come to fulfill so that they can feel that they are in government. Oparanya is just operating on behalf, it's just an individual interest purporting to be with the people. So he's using the people of Kakamega to bargain for his own interest. I don't see anything to do with the common managing interest. It is just a matter of personal interest, as the politics do say that there is no permanent enemy or friends. It's just about interest. So here, Oparanya is talking about his own interest. And if you want to look at what Atwoli has said, Atwoli has been there. Is Kotu. He has been a lifetime Kotu Secretary General. So there is no even succession in Kotu. And Atwoli is saying that we, the people of Kakamega, have reaped so big that we have the governor of Fanel Baraza and Oparanya as the CS. So Kotu SG is just trying to align himself with the current political arrangements of the country. We have seen him. He has supported all these regimes. So these are the things we make us to go to the street so that we can get overhaul of this system. Because Kotu SG, there's nothing we are gaining as the common Wananchi from him. He should represent workers. He should not work with politicians in rallies. What is he doing in Ruto's rally? What is he doing in Ruto's campaign? He ought to be in Nairobi. He ought to be in Ilo. He ought to be moving around the continent. He ought to be advocating for workers' rights. He ought to be at the cabinet secretary at the Ministry of Labor, not moving with president campaigning. And he goes ahead talking about the interests of the people as who? Which people? Let him focus and concentrate on his work. Let him not confuse people here. So these guys are just hypocrites.
Okay, Mr. Meguda, since the nomination of these cabinet secretaries, a lot of people have been saying that the president has gone back to campaign mode. And at least every week, we see him in different counties with the newly elected, nominated cabinet secretaries. The other week, he was in Tarakaniti, and then he went to Coast, and then now he's in Western. And from all these tours, we see him having the new cabinet secretaries. When he was in Tarakaniti, he was with Professor Kindiki. When he went to Coast, he was with CS Joho, and then today was with Oparanya. There's a good number of people who are saying that he's gone back to campaign, and that is going to interfere with his work as a president. Maybe your take on this: is it that the president is trying to solidify his support base, especially after nominating these cabinet secretaries? And why is it that whenever he's going to these regions, he goes with the people that he had nominated to the cabinet positions. Maybe before you give your view on that, allow me to play this when he was with Professor Kindiki.
Asante sana. Bas. Kadwana oye! Kadwana oye! Tharaka-Nithi oye! Kenya oye! Mheshimiwa Rais, asante sana kwa kutembea hapa Tharaka-Nithi siku ya leo. Mimi Mheshimiwa Rais, niko na mambo mawili. Jambo la kwanza, na kushukuru kwa sababu katika hii miaka miwili imepita umejaribu sana kurejesha uchumi wa Kenya ambao ulikuwa umesombwa na shida nyingi, bei ya vyakula na mambo mengine yalikuwa juu, lakini kuanzia sasa tumeanza kuona uchumi ukirejea. Na kwa sababu uchumi umeanza kurejea, Mheshimiwa Rais, tunakuuliza uongeze juhudi zako katika kutuletea maendeleo hapa Kadwana ambayo ni county headquarters yetu. Kama vile umesema, tunangojea hili wakati ambao umebaki katika muhula huu utujengee na utuletee miradi ambao wewe mwenyewe umetangaza. Asante sana kwa kutembelea. Jambo la pili na ya mwisho ni kukushukuru vilevile kwa sababu umeleta serikali ya umoja wa kitaifa, na sasa nchi yetu, mimi nikiwa waziri wako wa usalama wa taifa, kwa sababu ya ile umoja umeleta, sasa tuna nafasi nzuri ya kupata maendeleo na nchi yetu itaendelea kusonga mbele. Antobetu kenete.
Maybe your take on these newly elected cabinet secretaries and the political mode that they have activated in the country. Is Ruto trying to empower them so that they become regional king leaders or political leaders?
Mr. President, I believe that he is a talented propagandist. Mr. President, during the 2007 campaigns, the ODM, the Pentagon, there were 5 notable leaders in that team. I think Mr. President was one of them. There was Musalia Mudavadi, Odinga Raila, Joe Nyaga, the late, Najib Balala from Coast region. So these Pentagon people, they were signed different roles. And I think the role of Mr. President by then, he was put as the chief propagandist for the ODM team. And he perfectly executed his role as the chief propagandist. Today, he's still in that role. Remember, before 2017 election, no, after handshake, he began campaigns immediately for his 2022 bid. After he was sworn in at Kasarani, when he was declared the president, he began campaign and is still campaigning. It's only the Gen Zs who have stopped him from campaign for maybe, I think, 2 months ago, but he's back again on campaign mode. Why am I saying that this guy is a propagandist and he's a talented propagandist, and he also is on the campaign mode? Before 2017 elections, he promised people that in 6 months' time, Camarina Stadium will be complete, which was historic. Today, we are having a certain trip. If you go to X Space, you'll find someone by the name Morara Kebaso. He went there to Camarini Stadium. Camarini Stadium has not been completed. And these are the promises he made when he was the deputy president under the Jubilee regime. Now he is the president under UDA. He has made several promises. He has gone to several places. He has made several promises on infrastructure, on sports, on medical, health, but he has not fulfilled them. So if you look at him very keenly, there are some projects he was relaunching for the second time. There are those he launched while he was the deputy president, and he was launching them as the president. By putting the likes of Joho and Oparanya, I don't think those people are going to be regional kingpins. There's nothing like regional kingpins there. These are ODM guys who have gone into government to work with Ruto, the so-called broad-based government. There is no way. Mr. President has said without number that the Western Bloc are being represented by Musalia Mudavadi and Wetangula. On the coastal region, he has not been doing well. Even Uhuru Kenyatta did not do well in the previous election, 2013, 2017. Raila has been doing well in coastal region and western region. But I don't see a scenario whereby Ruto can sacrifice Mount Kenya block base to invest on the western region and coastal region for 2027. These people have just gone into government to give William Ruto lifespan, political lifespan, for him to finish his 2024, 2025, 2025, 2026, 2026, 2027 financial year, so that he can be re-elected on the ground that I brought everybody into government. While I was president, I sacrificed some of my cabinet. I dissolved my cabinet. I brought in new members. I brought inclusion. I brought people from opposition. I brought them and gave them the sensitive dockets, like the CS for treasury, the CS for energy. I gave them sensitive dockets. Now, if you re-elect me 2027, I will do more. I'll not only do broad-based government or the unity of the country, but I'll do the multilateral unity, maybe East Africa unity, or maybe international unity. So William Ruto bringing these guys on board is just pure propaganda to propel him so that he can get something to campaign with. You know, he's aware that the people will ask him questions that you came with the Arsenal narrative. Now Arsenal narrative is dead. He's going to come back with the so-called broad-based government, inclusion, unitary government, so that he can confuse the usual customers. And you know the usual customers who are recently being convinced by William Ruto. Uh, People like us cannot be convinced by William Ruto. His usual customers will get into box, they will be confused, they will vote for him. So there is no regional kingpins here. This is just pure politics based on the propaganda, and there is no development. There are no projects going on in this country. The things which are going on in this country are pure propaganda and corruption, money laundering in churches, and there are so many things to come. Just watch this space.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Megoda. Today, I was listening to, sorry for that, a politician coming from Nyanza region. Is Samuel Atandi. Samuel Atandi is a member of parliament coming from Sia County. And I'm going to quote his statement today. He said that the government, in quotes, the government is only bad if you're not part of it. When that government has your people inside, the way John Badi, Raymond Omolo, and my brother Opeyo Wandai are inside, the government cannot be bad. The government now is good. We are committing to support our people in government. End of quote. Is it right to say that there is new political realignment? And if so, so of late we've seen situation where especially members of ODM party, they've been giving different conflicting information. Some of them are pro-government, some of them are against the government. And maybe we've also seen a group of people urging Embakasi MP to form his political party and decamp from ODM. Maybe your take on that. Is it true that political realignment is something that we are going to witness? Because we've been seeing something similar to that. Uh, from the time William Samoei Ruto, the president, nominated the cabinet secretaries, we've even seen him going to these regions where he selected these people, and he's been received as a king. You saw the other day when he was in Coast, The other day, today was in Western, and he's been received like a king. Maybe your take on that, and again, what has really changed? Because previously we would not see him going to these places like Coast and Western, and we would not see him being received the way he was being received. Is it that people are satisfied that with with the nominations that he did, they are now part and parcel of the government?
I will disagree with the statement by Aleko Songa, Member of Parliament, Samuel Atandi. All of us are in government. We don't become part of government when we are appointed. We are part of government, whether we are appointed or not, because we are paying taxes for this government. All of us are paying taxes. So we are paying taxes in our government. This government is ours. So he ought to have argued that they are privileged to be appointed to serve the people. So when you are privileged to be appointed to serve the people, and now I even sympathize with them because they have been appointed. Someone who has been appointed is a weak person because he can be fired anytime. He can be chased away from that office. If you are elected, at least you are privileged because you have gone through. I can give respect to someone who's elected because the person who's elected has gone through electoral process. He has gone through nominations, he has gone through campaigns, he has gone through vetting, he has gone through ESCC, he has gone through electorates, and people voted for him. I can give him a little bit of respect. But someone who has been appointed, who can be fired even tomorrow, he can't go around saying that he's in government. Which government? It's just privilege that he has been appointed to serve the people. So when you have been appointed to serve the people, don't joke around. So is it that they were opposing government to join government? We do not oppose government to join government. We oppose government so that we can get better services. We can get better delivery of services. We oppose government so that government can be functioned. We don't oppose government so that we can be appointed in those governments. So those people who are going around saying that they are part of the government, they are just daydreaming. They are not part of government. We, all of us, are in that government, but they are just privileged to serve the people. So they should not boast because they can be fired anytime. And those people who think that they are there because they represent us, the government belongs to all of us. We pay taxes and we expect services equally to each and every person in this country. So they should not boast.
Mr. Miguda, if you read, maybe I should read it again, the comments of one Samuel Atandi. He said that the government is only bad if you are not part of it. When that government has your people inside, the way John Badi, Raymond Omolo, and my brother Pio Wandai are inside, the government cannot be bad. The government now is good, and we are committed to supporting to support our people in government. That statement, is it really a right statement? Because from where I see it, it is a statement that is coming out, and it's simply showing our psychophancy and uh, political psychophancy. Because how would a member of parliament who is been given the mandate by constituents to represent them in the parliament make such kind of statement? Is it really right for him to do that? And why is he now saying that because they are people in the government, they should not even say, they should not question anything? I think that's against the constitution of the Republic of Kenya, and it is also against the wishes of the people, because as a member of parliament, he has a role to legislate and to point out any negativity that is seen within the government. And that's the reason why we've been having problem, especially in Nyanza regions, because uh, Raila sycophants, people who follow Raila Amolo Odinga, people who are close, people who are in his party ODM, whenever Raila goes for handshake with the ruling government, they always turn they simply forget their role as members of parliament, and then they start giving comments which are really against the constitution of the Republic of Kenya. Maybe Mr. Migoda, this sycophancy that we are seeing in politics, this behavior of members of parliament or politicians being answerable to their political masters. We've seen this in UDA, the ruling government. We've seen it in ODM. We've seen it in Kenya. When this finance bill was presented to the parliament before the members of parliament, instead of voting, uh, instead of voting as per the wishes of the people, instead of voting as per what the instructions that they were given by the people, they decided to listen to their master, that was the president, and that made them to give a nod to the finance bill. And when the finance bill passed, the people had a problem with it, and that led to demonstrations, which we saw lasted for almost 2 months. Are we going to see this sycophancy within members of parliament stop? Because we expected this to stop, especially after the demonstration. But the kind of comments that we are seeing from elected members of parliament, the likes of Samuel Atandi, that they should not question anything in government just because they are people from their region were given a chance to serve in the cabinet. Maybe your chance and maybe your take on that, and maybe what you can link it with what the constitution says when it comes to representation. Does the constitution give them a leeway of being answerable to their political masters or to the people? Because the constitution says very well that the power belongs to the people, and that they are the people who has a bigger say. Of course, they are the majority.
The politics of sycophancy. You know, the guy by this name Samuel Atandi, I sympathize with him because he voted no during the draconian finance bill in the House. He voted no. So does it mean that now because they are in the government, the way he's purporting, he regret voting no? So he wish he could have voted yes, because this finance bill was being proposed by the people in government, because the people in government by that time voted yes. So does it mean that now Atandi is now wishing that how I wish I could have voted yes, because now we are in government? That is stupidity and it's rubbish. Why must I say that that's rubbish? As a leader, you don't need to be sycophant. This issue of Raila is always right, Raila is never wrong. If you are in a political party and you have a leader, you should not follow that leader blindly. When that leader is making mistake, you should be at a point of correcting him or her. Because if you are not correcting him or her, if you are not criticizing that leader, it means you are not helping him or her. You need to help him. They need to help Raila. When Raila is going wrong, they need to criticize Raila. This issue of sycophancy, that's why yesterday I told you that you should have a stand like the three Hebrews boys, Meshach, Abelnego, and the brother. These three Hebrews boys, even to a point of death, they did not serve the Baal God. They serve the living God, even to the point of death. As a politician, as a leader, you should have a stand. You should stick to your principles. You should not be swayed by party ideologies. You should not be swayed by feelings of your party leaders. You should not be swayed by your stance, the stand of the people who are leading you. If your leader changes his mind, I know that he's only a fool who does not change his mind or her mind. But you need to have a principle as a leader. So why are you a leader? You don't need to be a sycophant. So today you are saying no, tomorrow you are saying yes. So how can we trust you? How can we believe you as electorates? Talking about the issue of does the laws allow them to change their mind or to move from one party to another? Our parties are being regulated by the Political Parties Act. But you know, in our constitution, you have that right to a political choice. You can choose which political side you want to be. But when you are in a party, there are party manifestos, there are party ideologies, there are party philosophies. They are being regulated in a political parties act. But you should not be a sycophant because you are from Raila. And that thing has killed the people of Luo Nyanza. Because you have to sing ODM for you to be elected. You have to sing ODM for you to get nomination. I remember there was a time there were members of parliament outside parliament. They were the former MP of Nyando, the current ambassador of Egypt, Outa. Outa Outa fell down with an expensive suit, and when by then MP Fonyatike asked him, Eddie Kanyanga, Outa, you are falling down with this expensive suit. Why? Outa told him that no, Anyanga, I'm looking for the ticket for ODM. When I make these dramas, Raila will give me direct ticket for Nyando. So you see, even the people we are electing does not believe in their manifestos. They do not believe in whatever they're telling us. They are just loyal because they want that party ticket. So this politics of sycophancy should end because it does not help us. It's only helping an individual. When an individual interest is being served, it's going to be sycophant. What about the people? What about the electorate? So I do not support this sycophancy politics. Let us base our politics on ideology. Let us base our politics on philosophy. Let us base our politics on the interest of the people.
Mr. Muguda, that was a good analysis. But again, during when members of parliament were voting for this finance bill, and some of them voted yes, and when they were asked by the media and the people, they said that if they are given that chance, they will still vote yes. And if you remember keenly, there are so many Kenyans who said that they would not give the people who voted yes a chance to lead them. But some of them came out gun blazing and they said that they don't care whether voted in or not. Some of them said very well that they were told by the president to do it and that's how they did it. And that brings you to this question. Are members of parliament answerable to the president or to the people? Are they there to amplify the voices of the people or the voice of the president? And another question, this issue of sycophancy that makes members of parliament to vote, to make decisions as per their party, as per their president or party leader. How are we going to end it in Kenya? Because this is one of the reasons why we are having failed leadership in the republic. This is one of the reasons why we are having a messed system, corruption, because these people respect their political parties leaders more than they respect the people. And maybe you can give us your thought on that as well.
Members of parliament are not answerable to the president, neither do they are answerable to their party leaders. We the people elect them at the polling station, and the roles of the members of parliament are defined in the constitution on legislation. A member of parliament represents his constituents, the people who elected him. A member of parliament legislates, that is lawmaking body. They make laws in parliament. They don't need to make draconian laws. They should make laws that resonate very well with the people. Then they oversight. Whom do they oversight? They oversight the executive. So if you are saying that members of parliament are answerable to the president, it means you have taken that mandate which has been given by the constitution that they should be answerable to the constituents. Because it is the constituents who want services, not the president. It's the constituents who want representation. The reason why we cannot go to Nairobi, all of us, in that parliament building, is because of the space. But all of us as a right of representation. If you are coming from Kiharu constituency, all of us can go to National Assembly. It is called National Assembly because we can go as the people of Kiharu to Nairobi so that we can legislate, we can oversight, we can represent ourselves. But because we can't have that number in Nairobi, we elect one of our own. After electing one of our own, we delegate power to him. But this power does not belong to him. This power does not belong to this member of parliament. This power belongs to us. It is us, the people of Kiaru, who has delegated this power for this member of parliament to go there and represent us. So we are his bosses. We are the people who should be answerable, not the president. The president is our servant. So how can we be answerable to our servant? Mr. Ruto is our servant. These members of parliament are our servants. Our servants can't be answerable to our senior servants. They should be answerable to us, we the bosses. So members of parliament have failed us. That's why the debate is on that we should dissolve this parliament. Entire parliament should be dissolved. And I think there's a advisory opinion by the court that November they want to argue on how to dissolve this parliament because they should provide services to us. They are our servants, they are not our bosses. We the people, we are the sovereign, and all the sovereign power belong to us. When we delegate these powers to them, we did not send them to Nairobi to go to be the servant of William Ruto. No, William Ruto, who is our senior servant, should not force our junior servants to be servants. So let them serve the people, let them oversight the executive, and this issue of capturing parliament, we cannot blame the president. Even Raila Odinga has captured members of ODM in that parliament. Kalonzo Musyoka has captured members of WAPO in that parliament because they vote based on the decision by their leaders, not on their own decision. So as a member of parliament, when we elected you, we the people, we give that power. If you want to vote in parliament or if you want to make some laws, if you want to make some proposals or amendments, kindly consult with us. I like this Gidunguri MP, Dadoni Wamushomba. Before she makes any decision in that parliament, she always go back to the people at Gidunguri, then consult them. Public participation. When the people tells her to vote yes, we will vote based on the people's idea. We will not vote based on her own idea. So members of parliament should listen to us, they should come to us as a people, and they should delegate that power according to our wish, not on their own volition.
On on the issue of member of parliament of Githunguri, Wamushomba, together with Babu Owino, MP Embakasi, together with others, so many people are saying that they should form their political party and lead or be the champions of the youth because they've been seen as spokesperson or spokes leaders for the young people. They are seen as representatives of the young people. What is your advice or what's your take on that? Are you to the point? Are you to this? Are you supporting these voices of people who are saying that they should come up with a political party because there is this analysis that Babu is not wanted in ODM. I think we've done this analysis sometimes here, and that was confirmed when the ODM did their nominations of the leaders of ODM. He was not seen. He was not given any position, and there's this close followers who say that he's been sidelined and that he's not wanted in ODM. Yesterday, we saw them having a presser together with a good number of members of parliament. Some of them coming from ODM, some of them coming from Kenya Kwanza. And this group of people again, young people, were saying that they should come up with their political party and chart their way forward, because being in their current political parties, they'll not be given a chance. Maybe your advice to them, or your advice to them, or your take to the whole thinking and advice that they should come up with their political party.
You know, in ODM, it's no longer a secret. Babu is not the apparent heir to Odinga. It's no longer a secret. Babu is not the rightful heir to the throne, according to the way Odinga has managed his succession. And you can see the way even he appointed his 3 deputies. So he has made sure that there is no leeway for Babu Owino to penetrate, because Babu has not even been brought closer to the vice chair of the party. So if this ODM is to last for the next 20 years or 30 years, when will Babu become chairman? When will Babu become deputy? When will Babu become president? By the time Babu will become the party leader, it will be 40 years. By that time, maybe we could have had Babu as the president. So he has managed his action very well in his party. It's no longer a secret. He does not like Babu Owino. He's not going to endorse Babu Owino. Babu Owino is not his preferred heir apparent. So Babu Owino should look for the like-minded people in that National Assembly, and he should have them on board. When he's bringing them on board, he should make sure that he is the leader of that movement. I'm glad because for the 2 previous press conferences he has read with the team ground, he is the one who has been leading that team. He is the one who has identified himself as the leader. So Babu is able to persuade his colleagues to lead them. Those are the characters of a leader. Babu should just mark time in ODM for maybe this remaining 2 years. But I said, yeah, I know Babu going for the Nairobi gubernatorial race 2027. The ODM people are not going to give Babu the direct ticket, even if he goes to nomination with Tim Wanyonyi. The ODM people are going to give Tim Wanyonyi that ticket for ODM. Babu Owino will not get that ticket. Babu Owino is he should start early now. He should prepare. He should have a certain basket other than this one for ODM. Maybe, like, no, the other time you said that he can come as an independent candidate, or he can look for something else, but not ODM. Or if he doesn't want to become governor, he can still mark time in ODM to become the Embakasi East Member of Parliament. But we know the end game. The end game is for him to become the President of the Republic of Kenya. Because you want him to become the President of the Republic of Kenya, it doesn't matter. He can become the president because he's a presidential material, he's a president, he's a leader. So Babu Owino is high time for him to either walk out of ODM, or he can mark time, bearing in mind that he's not going to be the Odinga successor. I told Babu Owino that, Babu, kindly get out of that party, because William Ruto left ODM and he campaigned against yes in 2010 constitution. Then he built himself and he was seen as a potential running mate for Uhuru Kenyatta. Babu does not need to become from MP or from government of president. He can even begin from deputy president. But we know the end game, he will be the president one day in this country. People have come away from Odinga and they have made their way out of Odinga camp. Ababu Namwamba was very weak, though he left Odinga, but became the PS, and later became CS, and now Raila has made sure that he has kicked Ababu out of cabinet. Babu Owino can walk out of ODM as early as today, so that he can rebrand himself. Because Babu Owino ideologies and ODM ideologies are distinct. The ODM ideologies, the ones we know, the practical ones, psychophancy, goons, Baba is always right, Baba is never wrong. If rule two fails to apply, refer to rule number 1, Baba for life, Baba Milele. That is rubbish. We should have a transformative party, a party that gives youth chances. Because right now, if I oppose Babu, who will support Babu? I'm a youth. Babu is my fellow youth. I need to support him so that Babu can climb the ladder. When Babu get out of Embakasi East, become Nairobi governor, I can vie in Embakasi East and become MP. But when Babu stick in Embakasi East, you want me to become an MCA? Me, I'm not interested of becoming an MCA. If Babu
Okay.
cannot move to governor, let us push Babu to governor or to the president so that we can create chance for these younger people to get chance. But if you are a young person and you are singing about Odinga, you are singing about Orengo, you are singing about Nyongo, I'm sorry for you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Megoda. Mr. Kabila, I don't know if you can hear me. Mr. Kabila, are you there? I wanted to give you a chance so that we hear your take as well. Okay, maybe before he gets to the right place, Mr. Miguda, we've seen situation where members of parliament. Mr. Kabila, can you hear me? Unmute. Can you hear me? Mr. Kabila, are you there? We can't hear you. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. It's not clear still. Maybe you check your microphone. Not yet. Yes, yes. Now you can proceed. I think we can hear you now.
Because I've decided to do away with the microphone.
Okay, sorry for that. Uh,
No,
allow me first to welcome you to the channel. I know this is not your first time. You were here before. First, say hi to our viewers. We've spoken about so many things. I'll just give you time to give an overall view on what you think about the issues that we've talked about. First, say hi.
yes, thank you for the opportunity. Actually, I'm grateful to be here. I was somewhere and then the network was really had an issue. So I had to look at
Okay.
it where it is. I think now it's kind of clear.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes, now
it's
I can see
clear. You can hear you.
now. Different from where I was
Okay.
the
Very
first time. Yeah, that was
okay.
really great.
Very
In
well.
fact, I came in,
Yes.
Miguda was talking, and then
Yeah, maybe I should just brief you about. We've lost you. I think you should just remove the earphone because it goes with your voice.
okay, I think let me look for an alternative and then come back,
Okay,
right?
fine.
Okay.
Okay, okay. Mr. Miguda, sorry for that. Is maybe we'll give him time to fix his mic. Mr. Miguda, we've seen instances where when members of parliament, especially those who are aligned to the president, they have been giving comments, they've been speaking with a lot of courage uh, to an extent that the voters or people who are in different constituencies, they ask themselves, who even voted these members of parliament? Because the way they speak, they don't speak like representative of the people. And again, they speak as if they don't care. And that even worries us as a people because we ask ourselves who really voted them. Uh, because sometimes they speak with no respect to the people at all. And we've had so many people say that majority of people we have in parliament, some of them are not actually leaders. Some of them bribed their way into parliament. So there's this view that they respect the money that they have and the people they know within the Republic of Kenya, to an extent that they don't care about the people. the wananchi. That is the reason why sometimes they make decisions which are aligned to the presidency's decision. And again, people have been saying that the reason why some members of parliament are not respecting the people of Kenya is because they believe that they have a lot of money to understand that if another election is called, they will still bribe their way or bribe the citizens and then they'll still get the seats. My question to you is, how are we going to do away with this behavior of politicians not respecting the people? A behavior of politicians uh, going against the wishes and the proposals of the people, a behavior where politicians are not respecting the people who have given them the mandate, a behavior where they don't even echo the voices of the people that they are representing in the parliament. What we see there is high level of sycophancy. And if you look at the individual members of parliament, most of them are very rich people. And so is it that the people that we elect, are they really leaders, or we elect people who are going to do deals and business with the government? And that's why if the president tells them to do right, to go right, they simply go right without asking any other question. How are we going to do away with this sycophancy that we are seeing in the political class? Because it is derailing so many activities in the government. That's the reason why there's high level of corruption, there's high level of nepotism. Maybe you're taking that.
The sovereign power of the people have been delegated to this member of parliament, and it is in parliament where we have the representation of the people. So not only in parliament but also at the judiciary level, the judges, this power they have been vested to them at the various level, at the High Court, at the Supreme Court, at the Court of Appeal. The power has been vested nationally so that they can delegate on our behalf. And I just said that let us implement 2010 Constitution and let us dissolve this parliament, because once we deal with the issue of representation, by dissolving this parliament, once it is dissolved, it will be a lesson to the future people that once you are elected by the people, you should not disrespect those people. You should not go and serve as senior servant, but you should serve your bosses. So let us implement 20 Constitution, dissolve this parliament, and also let's understand these powers that have been delegated. They don't own these powers. It's the people who own this power. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Maguda, there's a looming strike, teacher strike. This is not the first time that we are seeing strike. We've been here in this country. Anytime that schools are to be opened, we've always seen strikes. And again, we've always heard that teachers had bargained with the government, but the government has not really looked into their agreement. Maybe let me play this and then you'll give your take on that.
As a if their demands will not be met. Copet Secretary General Lakelo Misori says the union is demanding for the promotion of 130,000 teachers who have remained stagnant in similar levels for many years and employ 46,000 intern teachers.
The teachers of this country and this organ has now mandated me to tell the whole country and the whole world that there is no teacher in school, and therefore any parent sending the children to school on 26th of this August will be doing so at their own peril, because there will be no teachers in school.
Kama Teacher Service Commission haitalipa hiyo CBA tunapofika tarehe 26 walimu hawatakuwa katika madarasa. Jambo la pili ni jambo la medical cover, sababu walimu walikuwa wanapata kile kilichokuwa kinaitwa medical allowance, ilikuwa kwenye pay slip zao, lakini tukaambiwa na Teacher Service Commission, wacha tuchukue pesa zenu tuweke pamoja katika nyungu moja, alafu tuwapatie medical cover. Na hii medical cover ilikuwa imefika shilingi bilioni 22. Sasa hii imekatwa mpaka shilingi bilioni 11. Hiyo ni 50% ama asilimia.
To do with education, and the Kenya National Union of Post-Primary Education Teachers, KUPPET, has announced that teachers across the country will begin their strike on August 26th if their demands will not be met. KUPPET Secretary General Akelo Misori says the union is demanding for the promotion of 130,000 teachers who have remained stagnant in similar levels for many years and employ 46,000 intern teachers.
The teachers of this country and this organ has now mandated me to tell the whole country and the whole world that there is no teacher in school, and therefore any parent sending the children to school on 26th of this August will be doing so at their own peril, because there will be no teachers in school.
Kama Teacher Service Commission haitalipa hiyo CBA tunapofika tarehe 26 walimu hawatakuwa katika madarasa. Jambo la pili ni jambo la medical cover, sababu walimu walikuwa wanapata kile kilichokuwa kinaitwa medical allowance, ilikuwa kwenye pay slip zao, lakini tukaambiwa na Teacher Service Commission, wacha tuchukue pesa zenu tuweke pamoja katika nyungu moja, alafu tuwapatie medical cover. Na hii medical cover ilikuwa imefika shilingi bilioni 22. Sasa hii imekatwa mpaka shilingi bilioni 11.
Mikuda, from the clip, the teachers are still raising the same issues that they've been raising. Among the issues are promotion, employment, employing new teachers. They're also talking about medical cover for the teachers. These are not things which are new. They've been talking about this every year, every term. Does it mean that the government is not listening to the teachers, who are the most important people in this country, because the people who instill knowledge to people? Your take on that before we close the show?
I think since I started going to school, teachers have been striking. When I was in primary, teachers strikes, high school, teacher strikes, campus, teacher strikes. So I think there is a problem somewhere, and there's no government who has come forth to address these challenges affecting our teachers. The issue of medical cover, I think they should be addressed, and also the issue of promotions, and also issue of paying the current JSS teachers. And yesterday we said here with Brother Benson that if the Speaker of National Assembly, Moses Wetangula, his monthly airtime is 25Ks, and a JSS teacher is being paid 19Ks. So Moses Wetangula does not even go to National Assembly on a daily basis. Sometimes he goes once in a week, maybe Tuesday or Thursday, or sometimes he doesn't go. But a teacher goes to school from Monday to Friday, from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., and is being paid 19Ks after interacting with the students or pupils. So I think these people are unfair, and there's no government since I started going to school, because I started going to school during the time of Mwai Kibaki. And Mwai Kibaki did not address this issue. Uhuru Kenyatta also left without addressing this issue for the last 10 years. So these people, William Ruto also might leave without addressing this issue. So it's high time just to go to strike. I support just strike fully. I support it 100%. Because even me, two of my sisters are teachers. And I want them to have a very good medical cover. I want them to have promotions. I want to see them living a decent life. I want to see them educating their children. I want to see them having a future so that we can create an equal balanced society. So I think teachers and doctors have been treated unfairly in this country. And it's high time, sometimes when we call for these strikes, kindly come out and join those people who are going for those strikes. Those strikes, if you go to those strikes, that's the only language that the government can listen to. If you write those MOU, boardrooms, meetings, dialogue, these people will not listen to these things. So each and every time when you are called upon to go for streets, for demonstration, to protest, kindly get out and demonstrate to your fullest so that at least there's something they can change in that your request. But if you sit back, you want these reforms, you won't see them. All these reforms in this country, they came as a result of demonstration, protest, and pushing the government to the wall. If you don't push them to the wall, they will assume that it's normal. They will assume that you are comfortable, and they will not implement whatever they are saying. They will not bring any reforms. So I'll urge all teachers that if you agree that is on 26, I'm supporting you fully. Get out, demonstrate. Let all schools should be closed so that the pupils or the student should be with their parents at home so that the parents can feel that impact and they should join you to demonstrate that this government can listen to you.
Okay, thank you for your remarks. Before we end the show, allow me to take this opportunity to thank all our viewers. Thank you so much for being there for us. Thank you for your support. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for subscribing. If you're new, you can still subscribe and share. You can also share with your friends so that we become a family. Miguda, maybe your last remarks before we end the show. You are muted. Kindly unmute.
My last remarks will go direct to our viewers. Our viewers, we are very glad that you are always here with us. We are not alone. So kindly just continue the Lord's work. Subscribe, share, comment, like, thumbs up, thumbs down. See you tomorrow.
Okay, thank you to our viewers. If you're within, I'm saying good night. If you're somewhere else, have a good day, have a good evening. Until tomorrow, thank you and bye bye.